Mr. Samir Malhotra, Director and CEO, Shriram Auto Mall. Yes, Mr. Malhotra, please do come forward. Mr. Malhotra has established Shriram Auto Mall India as one of the most trusted brands for the sale of pre-owned automobiles with an online-offline offering, establishing 100+ auto malls across the country. Our very own WAF star, Mr. Malhotra, has been awarded Best Chief Executive Officer, Auto and Mobility Tech Companies at the 8th WAF Awards 2021. He was also awarded Personality of the Year in the pre-owned automobile industry, an outstanding contribution to pre-owned automobile industry at the nationwide awards in 2021. Before establishing Shriram Auto Mall India Limited, he worked as the country manager and director, Asia Subcontinent, for Ritchie Brothers Auctioneers, RBA.
We would like to begin with Samir. Samir is the CEO of one of the largest used vehicle auction platform. And in fact, during the lockdown, they had done so many digital, the e-auctions as well. And one of the authorities in used vehicles across the country. So Samir, when we talk about the consumer confidence, the consumer sentiment on EV, whether it is new or pre-owned, well, EV pre-owned would be a very small number, but at the ground level, what is the sentiment of the EV consumer? And based on the discussion we had on innovation, what do you feel is the concrete action plan, concrete action steps required for an EV revolution in India in the next 3 years?
Thank you, Anuj, and thank you, WAF, and thank you all the people who attended today, and also all the dignitaries standing and sitting here. I think it's a very, very interesting topic right now. If we talk about in India, out of the total manufacturing of 100%, we are only doing EVs around 2.5%, and it's the most hot topic in the country. 97.5% almost everybody's forgot about to talk about. So that's very, very interesting scenario right now. But that's exactly is the future of this country and future of this sector. That everybody's focused, whether it's the government, whether it's the manufacturers, whether it's the dealerships, everybody is talking, and innovations, everything is happening around it. So we also at Shriram Group, we also focusing and seeing what exactly can be done. We basically look into this complete business into four parts. So first part could be manufacturing side, like what are the different things happening around it? What are the innovations required around it? I saw the Tesla presentation 2 days back when they were presenting to the board. They are talking about further reduction in the sheet metal. So you can imagine what will happen to the sheet metal companies in the country or all over the globe. Already how much they are using and further reduction they're talking about. So that kind of innovations are coming. So it starts with that from the manufacturers. What are the innovations, whether it's talking about battery, what kind of batteries are required, what will be the life of that, how we can reduce the overall cost of EVs for people to afford. So that could be the first part of problem or future solutions which everybody from the industry, everybody has to look into. I think second part is how to afford it, whether there is a dealerships who are ready to adopt it, whether there is a viable business model for them right now ready. We have saw recently there are companies which are coming up with the multi branch dealerships concepts are coming in the country now. First time, two-wheeler already started. We might see the other segments also, it will change. So that could be the first and second scenario where things will change and adaptability in the way we work in the country will change. And third is coming when we talk about how to buy it. Then it comes the role of finance companies and insurance companies, and both are yet to find a right place for them. Finance companies still yet to feel whether this is the right product for them to finance, how to do it. Insurance companies still struggling whether what could be the damages they can pay on that, whether it's all about the battery price and battery whether it's covered in the insurance or whether it's only in the accident time we have to pay, what is the overall price of the vehicle, how to value the vehicle price. And then the last part comes when we talk about the after sale, whether dealership after sale, whether it's all about battery maintenance, is all about how to maintain it, how to charge it, what is the fastest way. Whether we saw so much consumer mind, there's so much their struggles are happening. They are not too sure whether the battery can be charged, it will be good enough for running in the city, or whether we can run it all across the country, whether there could be any damage to the life, whether it's risky for us or not. So those kind of questions are coming, which I think again industry need to address, and we need to work, and everybody is working towards it. And the last part comes on the salvage prices. So whether strong resale price of these vehicles will be there, whether anybody will be willing to buy, whether it's all about the battery price, is all about the overall vehicle price, or is all about the technology. So I think everybody is working towards it. We at SAMIL, we are definitely working towards the last part of it. We already done over 300 transactions in such a short span. Most of the 80% was cars. We had got a good prices. The acceptability of EV is definitely getting better. People are accepting it. Two-wheelers are getting accepted. We have sold a lot of, from the plant, we got a lot of demo vehicles. We got also some of the repo vehicles. We also got the used vehicles. So we started getting into that market. But still a long way to go. Everybody has to put their bit into this, and same is for us. And we are trying our bit into this. So thank you. That's
so
all.
the last point that you mentioned, actually, I thought you'll mention it as the first, the salvage value, because yours is essentially a pre-owned vehicle auction platform. So when a customer comes and says that, hey, I am not feeling confident the way battery prices are dropping, if I buy this vehicle now, a brand new vehicle, what is the guarantee on my resale value a few years down the line? And so when those vehicles come to you, does that have an inherent customer advantage, or customers still are in the wait and watch mode?
I think this is a long way to go for us as an industry, for us, everybody, because manufacturer yet to testing it still. Not much model, not much experiences are available right now. We are also testing, we also don't know. Financiers don't know, insurance companies don't know what is the right value. It's right now the testing mode. It's more on the perceived value. But I think a lot more to be done by manufacturers in this. It will be the game where how much manufacturers feel, what will be the support price, how strong the resale value of these vehicles should be in the market. That will definitely will go in a long way, and that will push all the prices. But right now, because of it's EV is a hot cake. So I just said 2.5% sale, and every country, everybody is talking about EV only. So with same way goes in the used vehicle. Everybody is interested to buy and own EV because they feel this is something real, something different, something good. And if you get a right bargain at a right price, people are willing. So we sold 300 vehicles in last 1 year, and that's very, very easily we sold, and it was not a very difficult job comparatively. So far our experience is good, but I think very long way to go. The kind of market it is yet to mature.
You are in very close touch, contact, association with the end user, with the customer. You know the market, you listen to the market on a daily basis. So when it comes to automobile, when it comes to mobility, you also do into farm equipment and other equipment. When it comes to EV, what is the current pulse of the market when it comes to mobility, when it comes to EV? What do you think the industry needs to do right now so that we are at better position next 3 years?
I think I started with that only. On the periphery, I touched all the things what is industry is supposed to do. And the interesting change what we saw recently, as I think everybody in the panel is talking about, is the total shift in the way industry is behaving. We are talking about more towards battery, who are going to manufacture over there. Even the Invest India, if you see, everything is focused, 80% is where? Something very different than the OEM and the setup of the plants and all. It's not about that. And that's trend we have seen recently. If you see last year, I think most of us knows or might not be knowing, the most advanced in EV is three-wheelers. I don't know how many of us knows. 47% new sale is happening in three-wheelers is EV. Commercial vehicle is 0.3%. Tractor or farm equipment not even started. If you talk about two-wheelers, 2.5%. So, and passenger vehicle is almost less than 1%. So that's where we stand. But three-wheeler, and none of the original equipment manufacturers who were the market leader for last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, they're in top 10. They're not even standing there. Same way in two-wheeler, hardly 15 to 20% sale of the old giants of two-wheeler manufacturing are in the top 20%. And you're talking about the total change in the market, how the things are changing and what's happening. So I think that's what exactly everybody is watching right now. It's not more, no more about a brand. It's about how affordable it becomes, how fast it is creating. Every new brand is coming and they're becoming see the valuations over there, see the investments over there. It's very, very different than the people in the industry for last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years. Their brand value or their company value is, for that business, is equivalent to the new startup's value now. So,
True.
those changes are happening. I think a lot of investment is going into this. We also, we're seeing the consumer is quite jittery about. There are so much questions in their mind right now. Same way for their, whether how much hours it will take for charging, where I should charge it, where will the station, how many of the societies or homes or places we have a battery charging right now, or plug points over there. It's hardly anywhere. We are definitely quite positive, and we should be positive because this is the future of the industry and the country. So we need to be there, but I think a lot of investment, a lot of awareness, a lot of changes required by everyone. Consumer is quite confused right now because we only talking about EV, and that's in the market, in the service, in the places, in the way they can buy it is becoming much more difficult for them. They don't know who will finance them, how insurance will happen, how the service will happen later on, what will be the resale value, how they'll be using it, where they can charge it. So there are so much questions in their mind right now, whether I'm paying the right value, why should I pay 40, 50% more than the similar model which is already available? So what is the value addition I'm getting? So these things are basically coming and helping. Also, a lot of people are working around it. I think everybody in the industry is working around it, including us. And it will happen.
I feel this in itself is a very positive notion, a very positive symptom that the people are asking so many questions about EV. That shows their interest level. It has come in their consideration set, which was not there 5 years back.
Absolutely. So I think that's a very good trend because as the government of India and everywhere the focus is coming on this segment in manufacturing, everybody was talking. So awareness level has gone so high that everybody feels 90% sale in India is happening of EV. And that's a good sign because ultimately it will happen one day. But right now it's a good sign, but it's definitely a long way to go.
Well, one question for you, Sameer, is that do you also auction batteries of EVs separately? Are you in that?
We are yet to. I'm expecting not a lot more manufacturing will happen in India, and we'll have that also. But right now we are away from components. We don't do much there. We are too busy. Our hands are too full into.
Or EV without a battery? What is it?
So far, no. So far, we very limited experience. So far, people already are so spectacle about what exactly will happen. So if we talk about without battery, nobody will pay me any price. They'll be just waiting the vehicle.
Your margin goes down.
Yes. So we need to be careful over there. But yes, alone battery is a very, very, it's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. It will happen because that's going to be the major component of the EV industry. But right now, those concepts are too advanced and too new to the country.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I think it's very clear. Every stakeholder is important and everybody has to play their role for this complete business and this complete change in the country. We need to understand we are having more than $100 billion already existing assets are there in the country. We can't ignore that. There are people who are living on those assets.
$100 billion of?
All the assets which is there in the existing assets which are on the automobile industry, which is already there. So we need to be understanding that cannot exchange with this is coming in. There we expect this should be additional to what is already happening around. There should be additional market space should be created and every stakeholder should play their role to make it happen.